the idea is that you start off with a. I'm really distracted by the fact.
Sorry,
that
I can't help it. You've just given me a fidget, and I'm like.
So welcome back to ADHD Aunties. Yeah. This is our 5th podcast.
We're going to finally talk about spoon theory, which is so great and definitely something that it's not just for people that have ADHD or that are neurodivergent. It is for everybody, really, isn't it? I think spoons is it's something that you can transfer into. It's boundaries, basically. It's boundaries.
It's self-care.
And self-care.
So I've literally raided my drawer. I've brought all my spoons.
Love it.
We've got big spoons, we've got little spoons, and we've got the rainbow spoon. So
let's have some spoons. And let's hold them up.
A big spoon as well.
I'm dropping spoons, standard. There's my planning, prioritising all over here. Dropping them.
So spoons is the idea that every day when we start the day, we start with a certain amount of energy.
We don't know why it is spoons, really. And it could be anything, but actually I quite like that it's spoons.
Use like batteries, like to represent power.
I do quite like the fact that it's...
I like the spoons, like the scoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is that you start off with a. I'm really distracted by the fact.
Sorry, I can't help it. You've just given me a fidget, and I'm like.
You're like flying.
I know, but when you've literally given me things to fidget with, so yeah.
So we start with every day we start with our spoons, but the thing is we don't start with the same amount of spoons every day because let's say like the average amount they say, I don't know, like 10 spoons.
Yeah.
And everything we then do across that day will use one or more spoons. So some tasks that you do will maybe only use like a little bit of energy. So you might find that, you know,
baby spoon
would be, I don't know, like getting up out of bed and, you know, making yourself a cup of tea. And sitting yourself down and then resting for, you know,
before you start your day.
So maybe on a weekend you maybe
little baby spoon. That's a nice spoon. Yeah.
So yeah, something that doesn't take up a lot of energy. Now there are some tasks. So like for me, washing and drying my hair is a mammoth task because my hair, I've got a lot of hair. It takes me a good half an hour to dry it. So if I am having a shower where I'm going to wash and dry my hair, shave my legs and do all of the other stuff, that is probably going to be like,
I feel like it's sticking into my neck.
Extra spoons. Oh no, losing the mic. That's probably like 2 or even 3 spoons. So if I've like got up on that day and I've started with 10 and already I've used like 2, 3, 4 spoons just by getting up, making that cup of tea.
Yeah.
Having a shower, washing and drying my hair.
4 spoons down.
Like going to work, so they can take up, depending on what it is that you do and what it is that you've got on that day. So like yesterday we had we had a really long meeting, didn't we?
You had 2 meetings.
And then I had another meeting following that.
What level
where
of
there's
spoon?
a lot of thinking, a lot of like doing, a lot of you know, being on the ball. That can take again a lot of spoons.
Yeah, because it's not always like, there might be some assumptions that spoon's very much about that physical energy. But in regards to kind of, I suppose, how we use it in regards to ADHD, a lot of it is sometimes absolutely is physical. You know, there's definitely, I'm definitely put a lot of my spoons into, like if I told you my morning, basically, like it's been busy. I've put a lot of spoons into this morning and it's very physical stuff. But sometimes the spoon energy is like your brain thinking, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
or
holding rooms and spaces with people, and you know,
looking after others, caring for children, caring for you, for your parents, carers.
So what the spoons represent is really varied, isn't it?
Yeah.
And not stagnant. You know, that's the thing as well, isn't it? So like you talking about getting up and having a cup of tea. Getting up and making yourself a cup of tea. Sometimes if my brain is going as soon as I wake up, that I would give my, I wouldn't give
a spoon for like your thinking and your energy. I wouldn't. A spoon for making your cup of tea, and then like another spoon for like doing makeup and getting
Yeah,
ready.
yeah. Sometimes that would feel like a massive spoon.
Yeah.
Though. Like I'd be giving a lot of spoons just to get those 3 spoons done.
And that's before like the day's even like really properly started.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people who use spoon theory, they're using it because they recognise that they haven't got an infinite amount of energy across the day, and that they need to be mindful and careful about how they plan and prioritise what they're doing across the day.
Yeah.
So the difficulty is, though, that for people that experience like chronic illness, neurodivergent people, where they're using, you know, more brain function, more energy, feeling more overwhelmed, as we've talked about already in even just previous podcasts.
We haven't gone into things like sensory processing but there could also be that kind of elements of impacting on that as well. So like, you know, we can't just assume that. I mean, I've just had a tag out of, I haven't even cut it out. I can feel it now. Now that I've annoyed it. But something like that, I could spend all day feeling like a little bit dysregulated, a little bit kind of on edge. And it's because I have got a tag. And I could be putting some of that energy, just feeling irritated, you know, a little bit kind of not myself, because I'm more hypersensitive to things like tags and what material I'm wearing. And I mean, it's hot today, isn't it, as well? So even those things can be really kind
regulating your temperature.
Yeah,
and can use
those
more energy.
So those things. So you know, the list is like, when we think of energy, like we can't kind of close it into a box, can we? Like you say, you're bringing into people, you know, people who have got, you know, health needs that on some day, well, you do, don't you? Some days
and that's the thing. So like, said at the start that, you know, we might start with 10 spoons, but the difficulty is like if I'm in like a pain flare, or my executive function's not been functioning very well, and you know, this week's been really difficult, and I'm just absolutely knackered, I might wake up and start my day with 5 spoons. And if I've only got 5 spoons, I've then got to decide, you know, let's say that I need to be at work and wash and dry my hair before I go. But as I've already said, it uses 3 spoons to wash and dry my hair, and it uses 4 spoons to go to work. That's 7 spoons, but I've started my day with 5. So someone has to give then. So that is generally on the days where I turn up at work and I get the whole, oh, are you all right? You don't look too well today.
I mean, from me, it'd probably be like, are you
like
okay?
shit. You're not slept well, Beck.
Yeah, because I'm a little bit more brutal, but it can be.
Sorry, we laugh about it.
We laugh about it.
So spoon theory is really, really helpful for people, neurodivergent people, people with chronic illness, to just help them think about how they're using their energy across the day. And one of the things that I was speaking to a counsellor not too long ago, and she'd never heard of spoon theory. It was really interesting.
Really, yeah.
And I had a really good chat with her and explained it to her, and she thought it was fantastic. But then she said to me, so you use the spoons? And I said, yeah. So she said, where do the spoons come from? So I said, well,
interesting.
They're just like whatever I have on that day that I've woken up with. And she said, but how do you give yourself more spoons? And my immediate initial
we never really thought about
I don't give myself spoons. I just wake up with however many spoons I've got for the day. But that really got me thinking about, actually, then how do I give myself spoons? So that's why we've brought spoons, are the gifts to yourself. So they're the little things that throughout that day, that you, when you know you're flagging, when you know that actually I'm running low and I'm probably not going to be able to get through the rest of the day unless I go and take a nap, or you know, I just stop and sit and not do a great deal more. And these can be just the little things, like I call them the glimmers. The glimmers in our
I've just got a chocolate flapjack. So that's going to be a glimmer.
That is a glimmer.
Like I've had such a busy morning, non-stop. You know, sitting and having a cup of tea or an iced coffee later with a bit of flapjack. So going to be a rainbow spoon for me, because it's just and I think you know, it's self-care. It's those things that we can do for ourselves that help us. And it's you know, I definitely before spoons had those things, but I think it's nice, just the analogy for me being very visual, to be able to like, and I'll say it, you know, I'll say I you know, I need more spoons, or I'm saving spoons, or I've run out of spoons. and that's become like language that's really recognized in my home, you know, with
It's that
friends, with
shared
family.
language, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think that even that in itself, and I think, you know, there's also a bit of possibly like stigma that comes with it as well, in the sense of, you know, the assumption that we've all got, you know, so much energy, or you're making excuses about the level of energy that you've got. And I think, you know, for those people, bugger off, if I'm honest, because actually,
that 24 hours thing, that saying, you know, we all live the same 24 hours.
Yeah,
we don't.
That's it as well. Or we're all in the same boat.
Yeah,
you know, just got different. We're not. Everyone has got, and you know, for those people that think that we're all the same and we all, you know, yes, there's expectations. You know, I'm a mom. I've got 2 kids. There's definitely things I have to give spoons to. There's responsibilities. This is about just also protecting myself from burnout. You know, this is about protecting so that how other people experience me as well, because I don't always, you know, before, you know, the job that I do is about people. It's about brain work. It's can be very draining and very pressured, and it has been over the years. And I remember there'd be times where I'd come in and like there was just nothing left. And anything that was left was not really nice. It was like the dregs, like it wasn't even a full spoon, you know, like it was probably just the shit off a spoon.
I brought the shit spoon.
Well,
there's the shit spoon. We all have the shit.
We actually haven't even spoke about which spoon do you like.
There's the rubbish,
because that's another thing, isn't it? That could move us on to sensory.
Yeah, I don't like. This is the one I don't like. Yeah, everyone knows in my house that is not a teaspoon I would like.
Awful.
See, I've got a combination of spoons. I've got a nice round spoon.
We'll definitely have to do like which spoon is for you. I mean, me and Becky definitely often like I'd never choose cutlery for her. I can have an idea. I can definitely like we'll probably definitely do which spoon will you choose. Yeah. But there'd be I'd be like, which spoon do you want? Which fork do you want? Because like definitely there's a preference, and there always will be. So, but yeah, I think it was just for me. It took. I was always kind of giving all my spoons away. On things that the world expected me to give them to, really. And you know, we talk a lot about you know, being mums and things like that, and the expectation that comes with, and you know, things like, you know, tea being on the table at a certain time, and it being, you know, Instagram ready food as well, and things like that. And I think, you know, I do put spoons into that because I enjoy that. Yeah. But I also,
because that gives dopamine as well, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I'm like,
it's pretty.
Like last night we had a chili, and like, you know, Gary will laugh because it
has to be photographed before you like
100%. Absolutely. And also it came with like, it wasn't just you know, he's like, he wouldn't. I mean, he's a mixer. That's another story. He like totally like ruins. Like, I'm very visual, so like for me to give my energy to cooking chili rice, we've had like sour cream on it, the jalapenos, you know, coriander was on there. It was like, you know, that I'm happy to give spoons to that, but also there is days where it's like, get what you want,
but
get
that's
what you
mindfulness,
need.
Isn't it? Though, as well, that's slowing it down to enjoy what you're doing. And some days it is a case of, you know, here's some chicken nuggets and some Alpha Bites, because that is all I have got the energy to give you.
Yeah, or make yourself. I've got older kids now, so it's like they can do that. That I'm like, okay, you know, you go out, I go to the gym or whatever, I'll brush my teeth. You know what I mean? But because also I want dopamine from that. So if I'm going to the gym or I'm going for a walk, those are my things. I've talked about it before. So like, you know, to brush my teeth.
They're your rainbow spoons, aren't they?
It's a rainbow spoon because I'm like, I want to go do that. So yeah, I think it's about how, like, through the day as well, like what you can, like, you can, even that is an act of saving spoons, isn't it? Like sometimes we'll hold back a little bit. Yes, I am that person in work that's got a top that looks like professional, and then I'm wearing my PJs or my joggers, you know, like, or I've walked the dog.
She means when she's on a Teams call, not when she's in the actual office. She's
office,
not stood in the office like, in her pajamas. And
working from home. Yeah. That was, I'm so pleased that you clarified that. Yeah. So yeah, or I've walked the dog and it's like, you know, being sweaty or a bit mucky and stuff like that. And again, because I can work from home at times. But yeah, but also the days that, you know, to go into work, there's definitely more spoons because it's kind of thinking like, you know, getting ready, getting up, walking the dog before I go because I'm not going to be home for, do I need lunch with me? You know, and talking about planning and organisation, sometimes that absolutely. Like I had lunch yesterday, didn't I?
It's planning and prioritising, isn't it? And that's the
Yeah.
sometimes. Let's put the spoons down.